The views and opinions expressed on this program do not reflect the company, owners, management, staff, clients, or partners.
Greetings and welcome to another episode of Bermuda's Feel Good Early Morning Show. Good day, Bermuda. I'm one of your co-hosts, Terri Tuku, alongside Jacky Lambert, and we are ready to bring you some feel-good vibes this morning. We're going to first start off this episode with our feel-good moment of the day. Now, Jacky and I have been working on getting this show ready for you guys for a while now, and we wanted to kind of start off the episode by letting you know what Good Day Bermuda is all about and what you can expect from us. So I want to just share with you what our purpose is, like why we're even doing this show in the first place. And for us, it's to empower the younger generations to positively impact their community. We are part of that young generation, and we absolutely feel that it's necessary for us to make an impact on our community outside of just being on social media and having these conversations online. And so one of the visions that we have for this show is to be equally represented in these conversations that are going to make decisions about Bermuda. We want to create a space that allows the young generation to have the conversations, be active, participate in the local community outside of, their day job and their hobbies. Now, Jacky and I are full of vibes. We love vibes. We wanted to bring you some educational, feel-good entertainment that you can enjoy through social media and hopefully through other mediums in the future. Jacky, can you go ahead and let the listener and the viewers, know what they can expect from the show?
Okay, so as of today's our first day. Congratulations, Terri.
Congratulations, Jack.
So Tuesdays, we have Travel Tuesdays, and for some of our episodes, we will be rediscovering Bermuda. As we know, when we were children, we used to go for field trips, and so we have things like Crystal Caves. Today, we'll be talking about our experience at Crystal Caves, and just a little base for us to enjoy the island that we live in. We also have travel destinations that we've been to, that we want to visit, and we'll hit you with some historical information about those places that we wish to go to or have been to as well. Wednesdays, we have that Wellness Wednesday where Terri will be picking a book of the month. So yes, for those avid readers, we have book club. And then Thursdays, it's about sports, so we'll have Trivia Thursdays. So we'll hit you with some trivia questions, and hopefully you guys can tag along and answer. And then on Fridays, Terri, you want to tell them what Fridays is?
So Fridays is going to be Fit Friday. Now we're going to start off with fitness, but we will also bring you some fitness tips, because if you don't know, I do have a podcast where I talk about financial literacy. And so I am definitely a FinLit geek. And so between physical fitness to get you fit, we're also going to make sure that your budget and your money is fit, because we do not want you out here looking good, but not being able to afford the lifestyle that you meant to.
And then we take it back to our Mondays, which will be a little twist to it. Usually you'll have Throwback Thursdays, but we will have Memory Lane Mondays. So whether it's a historical birthday or just talking about our childhood and things that we miss about that community vibe, it'll be stuff like that. But Terri, you ready to take it away again?
Absolutely. Actually, I wanted to, before we move into our feel-good topic of the day, which, as Jacky mentioned, is Crystal Caves for Travel Tuesdays, I want to ask the audience, how excited are you for Good Day Bermuda? From a scale of 1 to 3, 3 means you're super excited. Jacky's going to answer this as well. 3 means you're super excited. 2 means you're just done to see what this is all about. And 1, you're just being pokey. Like, you're just her because you want to see what we got going on. So answer in the comments wherever you are watching us, be it Facebook, Twitter, or YouTube. Let us know how excited you are to watch us for Good Day Bermuda today. Jackie, go ahead. 1 to 3.
I'm definitely a 10. There's some glitter and some confetti.
So you
Nick!
You and Nicholas are definitely.
No, I'm super excited. I have to be very transparent. I have been bricking, and I know everybody knows what that means, so I don't have to sit here and translate that. But I've been nervous, guys, because, I just started on the Daily Hour a year ago, and they're here, like, tossing me out the bird nest, like, fly. And I think we'll do a great job, but I'm really excited for everything that we have to offer and kick into.
Absolutely. And so we have another person that decided to go above the scale.
Thanks, Phil.
Phil says he's a 5. Super excited to have you as well, Phil. Nikki is a 3.
Thanks,
so
Nick.
Sean. And we have Kiwane. She's 2. She's trying to see what this is all about. And we have Sheldon Jones with a 3. I too with Jackie. I'm an 11. But I am definitely super excited because one of the things that I like to do is create content online, specifically social media. And so this particular avenue for me has been, 1, challenging, but it's definitely going to push me out of my comfort zone because I only do this by myself. Usually, like, I don't have someone else that I interact with. I'm usually doing it by myself, so I can kind of make sure that if I don't want to show up, I don't have to show up. But having Jackie alongside me on this journey is going to, 1, hold me accountable, and also make sure that we both grow together.
Yes. It's going to make it fun. We have each other to, like, bounce that energy off of.
Exactly, which is going to make for an amazing show. Thank you to at Bermuda Bliss Women, who is also super excited for us. She's happy for us. And look, Jack, you have.
Hi, Tashaya. Shout out to everyone that woke up early with us. I mean,
right?
I've been up since like 5:30. I'm like, is it time? Is it time? Can we go live?
So, fun fact behind the scenes, I actually had a really interesting night's sleep. Like, I woke up at 12 o'clock. I woke up at like 2 o'clock. I woke up at like 3 o'clock. I'm like, bruh, it's not 4. Calm down.
It's like the first day of school. My clothes were laid out, and I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna wear black because black's my color. And I'm just like, I'm just gonna be ready. And then I just walked around the house. I was just like, time is moving so slowly.
Super
I am so ready. I was like, okay, let me go sign into the studio. So I got up, I signed it, I turned on all my lights, and I was like, I guess I'll make a cup of tea. Like, I gotta utilize all this time. I lit my sage, I opened my windows.
Absolutely. So we have to do a thing because you and I do not have special mugs. So we have to just show the camera what mugs we're rocking with this morning because neither of us have.
I still have my Daily Hour.
Oh, never mind. I'm gonna kick Jackie out I'm gonna kick her out.
I'm gonna go pick yours up at some point this week. I am.
Because I'm getting treated like the newbie on the team. Like, I don't have the Daily Hour.
No,
we need Good Day Bermuda cups because I feel like that's the perfect cup to have fresh thing anymore.
I agree.
I'm a sip tea.
Oh my god.
In the event that the execs are watching, please let us know. Please let me know.
Yeah, Hartman's around here somewhere. If not, Nikki's still watching. Nikki!
Yeah, Nikki's got my back. I know she got my back. She's probably over there. Make sure she gets the cup.
Oh my gosh.
So let's move into the feel-good topic of the day. And so I want to ask the audience, when is the last time you went to Crystal Caves? Because for me, before Jackie and I went on this adventure, it had been like primary, middle school. And I really forgot some of the things that about the story of Crystal Caves. I really was like, oh yeah, that's why they came. Like, that's how they discovered Crystal Caves. Like, I completely forgot about it because I had gone away to school. So I wasn't on the island of Bermuda as much. I wasn't as connected to the culture and everything about the island. And so for me, it was a rediscovery moment. What about you, Jack?
So I have a camp, so I feel like I don't even get to answer. But actually, to be honest, I said this at the caves, that was the first time in a while I was actually able to enjoy it versus like reeling the kids back in, like, hey, the line's over here. Like, no, you can't touch that. So for once, I was able to actually sit there and enjoy the story. And these guys are so good at telling stories. I don't know, they're both my favorite, but I want to say prior, because we used to go like every year. We try to go every year.
Mm-hmm.
But prior to, I think it was last year, sorry, not last year, year before last, I want to say it was a good, like, primary school.
So we're in the same boat there.
Yeah.
We're in the same boat.
Yeah.
So we have a comment here from Sean Smith. Jack, if you want to read it.
Never, but I return to Bermuda for vacation. I'll be taking the family. You have to, and make sure you, so not many people know, but there's actually 2 caves that you can visit when you go to Crystal Caves. So you have Crystal Caves and then you have Fantasy Caves. They both have great stories, a lot of history behind it, but I think Terry's going to play us a little snippet.
I am.
So you'll be able to get some information, and then we have a longer one that will be posted on YouTube for everybody else. But make sure you guys go. Like, not everybody's able to get off the island, or you have younger kids that are not able to take adventures with you. This is definitely a great spot because as you come out, you can hit Swizzle, you can hit Bailey's Ice Cream. So there's a lot of different places once you park up. It could be a whole day. So just, enjoy.
Absolutely. So on that note, I'm going to go ahead and play that first clip, and then we'll come back to the rest of the comments.
So you guys can imagine too that once the boys got down to this area, that's when they got distracted and quickly forgot about the little crystals. Right? So they look at all the crystals and formations, and according to the boys, they even went swimming in the pitch black water that you can see down there. So naturally, the parents now sitting around this hole are realizing, oh my god, they were joking about the cave. And they're trying to figure out how can we get down there in one piece to check it out for ourselves. So as they're talking amongst themselves, this other man comes walking right through the bushes up to them, and he says, "Good afternoon, everybody. Who are you and why are you in my backyard?" Right? So this is Mr. Wilkinson. He had no clue that this cave was not even 20 feet behind his house. Now, once he's told about it, he is wicked excited, and he begins to work on the original entrance right away. So he widened up the sinkhole a little bit. He put in a couple of stone stairs and then a whole bunch of wooden planks spiraling all the way down, a rope ladder, down to a little shoddy wooden dock.
If you like this video and want to watch more, head over to our YouTube channel and subscribe today so that you never miss an episode of Good Day Bermuda.
All right, so that is actually the discovery story from Crystal Caves. And so I want to actually come back to Nicholas because Nick said he went to Cafe Ole on Saturday for a fish sandwich and he wants to know if that counts. Jackie, do you think that counts?
No. Did you
Absolutely
pay
not.
an entry fee? Did you walk those 83 steps?
Absolutely not, Nick.
It's a lot of steps.
It was
83. 88, because I was like, that's the year I was born.
Yeah, it was 88 steps, which were 88 long. Dawn is a breeze. Everyone there's getting down steps is a breeze. It was coming back up, which Tamara Richardson says, I visited about 3 years ago and realized I needed to be much more fit for that climb back to the surface. Absolutely, amen. That was what happened to Jackie and I.
It's definitely good for the glutes. Like I was walking up, I was like, oh, feel the burn. And other people were slowing down. I'm like, no, we have to go faster because if I stop, we are not making it to the top. Like we have to keep going.
Absolutely. We have another comment from Kivane Haynes, Jack.
A good 12 years ago when my niece was younger, a Saturday outing. Yes, I love it there.
And we actually went on a Saturday. We went on a Saturday afternoon. It was a beautiful day and absolutely great. They do have children's rate versus adult rates. And so definitely make it a family event if you want to. And we have a comment here from Nachika Trot, which says, many countries around this world charge residents a local fee. Do you think Bermuda attractions should have two different rates, one for tourists and the other for locals? Let's actually talk about that, Jack. What do you think?
That's actually a good idea because it's like initiative, right? So here's incentive, Here's something that you can do with your kids and here's a cheaper rate and come out and play tourist in your own country, but for a discount? Who doesn't like a discount?
Right?
I think that's good. It's definitely a way to, keep the money flowing on island versus them getting up and going away and spending it somewhere else.
Absolutely. And another thing they can do is like have a rewards program, right? Because if they do want to boost the tourism industry and get locals to, participate in some things that they would maybe go overseas for, maybe they create like if you go to these 10 places, you'll get
punch card.
Yeah, like a punch card, you'll get like a discount on the more expensive one or something like that, or you get like a gift, something like that. I feel like that could absolutely work.
A trinket. Oh, who doesn't like a trinket?
I love a trinket. We actually didn't get trinkets from Crystal Caves, now that I think about it.
Because we weren't given a SOA.
You're right. Well, actually, so hold that thought, folks, because Jacky has some information that she found out from during the tour when we went through Crystal Cave. She asked a question, and we're actually going to get into that a little bit later. I do want to come back to this comment by Jamal. Jack.
Do they have elevators to get down to the caves yet? They're called feet. They're a little outdated, but yes, they also call them elevators.
We called them elevators that day. And an elevator in the cave would kind of destroy the cave, because when we actually going down the cave as an adult versus when I went as a child, it's not as big. However, I was like, to have an elevator or any other means of getting into the cave will kind of destroy the beauty of it, because it's kind of like that adventure. Because when you go back to Crystal Caves, or if you haven't been, when you find out the story of how the boys, found this cave, they didn't have stairs. They didn't have an elevator. They just went on the little entrance, and that's it.
For the best.
Pray for the best.
Oh my God. I'm still trying to understand. At that age, you climbed down into the darkest of hills and you decide to keep going. Oh, it's still dark. Let's keep going. Oh, it's still dark. Let's keep going. And I just, that wasn't for me.
It definitely was it.
I think of spiders. I think of bats, like cave bat.
Not gonna do it.
It's down east, so they got centipede somewhere around there.
Absolutely. Okay. And in the tour, one thing that the tour guide did do with us, so he basically showed us how dark it was in the cave for when these boys actually went on. And you had to turn off your phones, make sure there was no light showing. And when he turned off the light, you couldn't even see your hand in front of your face.
Yeah, he told us to wave our hand, and I was just like, can't see me, can't see anything.
Couldn't see a thing. So, Jack, we have another comment here from Elizabeth.
How can people with disabilities get down? I don't have that answer for you yet, but I will get it for you and see if they have a solution, or maybe they have, I'm not too sure, but we'll figure it out.
Yeah, because we were joking with Jamal, obviously, because Jamal is able-bodied, so he can go down those stairs.
He's a runner. He's a track star.
He is a track star. He should play that song, that'll be fun. But for the accessibility and inclusivity of the island, it would make sense for Crystal Caves to find a way for those with disabilities to explore and experience that, because it is an experience. It's not just go down Crystal Caves and see the crystals. It's actually an experience, and the story is so interesting because they were looking for a cricket ball.
Yeah.
Of all the things.
Were cricket balls expensive back in that day?
I wonder. I'm pretty sure they were homemade. When you think about it, they were probably homemade. Yeah.
I feel like I could have gotten any type of seed on the side of the road and just taped over it. Tennis balls. Sure. I would have gone and stood in tennis balls. The same people come and steal tennis balls from me.
Or they probably just had, some cedar in a sphere, and they put some. Well, I guess they probably had black tape back then, or they probably had white tape. What are we talking about? They didn't have color tape. That's what I know.
Things that make you go
Things that make you question.
Oh my God. Okay.
So let's come back to that pin that I had mentioned. So Jacky asked a question during the tour of our guide, which bared on Jacky and I. We didn't get the man's name, but we will get his name because he was excellent. They both were excellent.
Oh my God. He's my favorite person now. I can't wait to invite him to a cookout and just sit and listen to him talk.
Absolutely. So Jack, go ahead and let the audience know, because I want to know why there were some short like crystals
Okay.
in the cave.
So we're walking through the caves, and he's like, does anybody have any questions? And I keep looking around. And I'm like, how come some have stopped, and why do they look like they've been cut? And he's just like, oh, well, when they first opened up to have people come and really enjoy the experience, because they used to have the boats, you weren't able to kind of sail through or row through without like dodging the stalactites, I think. Stalactites coming down. So they would give you a saw, and you were able to cut them and take pieces of the crystals and stalactites as souvenirs. So it was like two birds, one stone. You get something to take home as memorabilia, and then they get free service and labor of you cutting and shaving away, so everybody can enjoy the route around the caves and the water. But they don't grow back that fast. So they're just little stumps that are sitting there. But it makes it better, because then those are the ones that we're actually able to touch. You can't touch all the other ones that are still growing, but those ones that have been cut and refuse to grow, there are a few of them that you're able to touch. And he's just like, okay, field day, feel away. Yeah, so that's an interesting thing. So when you guys go down there, do not saw any crystals away.
I mean, you can't take those things down there. I'm actually going to play a quick clip from our tour that kind of goes into a little bit more detail, and then we'll come back to the conversation. So if you have any questions for us about Crystal Caves, any comments from your travels to Crystal Caves, the last time you went to Crystal Caves, let us know in the comments.
When they first opened the cave, for whatever reason, the Wilkinson family thought this wasn't cool enough. Like, people weren't going to enjoy rowing across this and everything and experiencing it. So when you bought admission, they were like, here's a handsaw, go get yourself a souvenir, right? They came down a month later and they were like, oh my God, it isn't growing back. I don't know how quickly they thought rocks grow. As we know now, it is not very fast, so they decided to stop that right away. Right? So that is why there are some that are shaved off.
If you like this video and want to watch more, head over to our YouTube channel and subscribe today so that you never miss an episode of Good Day Bermuda.
So I wanted to say, because when he said that about the whole souvenirs and hand saws and cutting them yourself, I was like, wait, people just had hand saws on deck?
Yeah, they used to give them to him.
Oh yeah, he did say that they gave them to him.
So here are your oars. This is your little boat, your little rowboat, and as you row, saw away. I guess it's romantic.
I mean, if you like action movies, like maybe it's like between action and
it's like saw. No, we're in a dark cave. Here's a saw. This is not really a horror movie, but
try it out. One of the things that was interesting as well around Crystal Caves was, like, in the water, you may have not been able to see it in the clip, but when you do check out the full-length video on YouTube, you may be able to see a little bit better. In the water, there were stalagmites, so the ones that might grow up. And that was interesting, because you have to think about, like, the water, because he said at the time, those things, they can only grow on dry land. So obviously it had to have been low tide, really, really low water for them to grow to that point. And then just to be able to think of that nature, like that happened on our island. And a lot of us really don't even know how many great things we have in our backyard, like Crystal Caves. And I do want to say that, I guess, if you have never been, as a Bermudian, what questioning you?
Like Honey Game.
Yes. This is on equal footing as Connie Game. If you've never been to a Connie Game,
Terri, have you ever been to a Connie Game?
Absolutely. Questions? Okay, cool. What? Absolutely. I don't have a team.
Okay. You don't need one. You just go where they give the drinks.
Yeah. And that's everywhere, right? So I think we're good. I think we're good. So if you have any comments for us, I do see that we have someone who last went in primary school. Absolutely. That was probably most of us, because I know for me, it wasn't a thing to do. Like, after you did it in primary school, that was it. Like, what was the point in going again? So for you, Jackie, why was it important to go back?
Because you forget what the story is. Like, remember you just finished saying, I forgot what the story behind how they found the cave. And then you get there and it's just beautiful. It's so calming as well. It's definitely something where I'm like, oh, can I just rent this space to meditate? And can you imagine doing yoga and meditating down there? It's so quiet. You hear the little droplets. You get cave kisses and stuff. I feel like that should be good luck. I got about 5. So guys, bet on us.
Bet on us.
We have luck on us right now. But I like humid places, and the humidity sometimes could reach 100%. I think I took a picture of that. And then you also have, you can't go in the water, but to know that the water is right there and it's a constant 75 degrees, like that's perfect swimming temperatures.
Was very interesting too, because and we actually do have this comment from Nachika Trust. She says, from my travels to Mexico, people are allowed to swim in the caves called cenotes or cenotes. Should we allow this as an added attraction? That's interesting, right? Because
they said that they only go swimming to collect people's lost goods.
Belongings.
Because people think it's cute to lean over and take pictures, and then somebody bumps their shoulder, and then there's phones down there, there's keys down there, there's a little toy turtle, and lots of shades. So make sure you hold on to your shades when you do go down there. But should people be able to swim? As long as it doesn't damage the caves, as long as it doesn't hinder the natural state of it, then I think that'd be a good attraction as well.
I do as well. I think, like you said, as long as it's guided and whomever is like, facilitating it, they know like where the good areas, what to tell people not to do, what to tell people that they have the opportunity to do. I feel like it would be cool, because I actually did want to possibly get in the little boat and just like, put my hand in the Crystal Caves water, but I wasn't dressed for it, one. And then I definitely felt like, I don't think that's allowed.
Yeah, I know you could. Tom Moore's Jungle, I go swimming in one of those caves. Like, you're allowed to swim in those caves. But I don't know. I just feel like, I don't know. I feel like something in me is just like, they shouldn't do it.
Questionable. So
I know that we're destructive. Humans are destructive. I feel like something's going to go wrong, and then we're not going to have a Crystal Caves.
We actually have a comment here from Jamal, Jack.
Oh, Grotto Bay Hotel allows for swimming in one of their caves. So we could go there, have a few cocktails.
We should absolutely go there. We actually have another comment from Jamal which says, something tells me that 80% of Bermudians haven't been to Crystal Caves in the last 10 years, which is probably true. Like,
probably.
For us, it was well over 10 years. So I can only imagine that if we did a survey, we should actually do a poll on Twitter. That's what we're going to do. We're going to find out the last time folks went to Crystal Caves. We have another comment here from Faith, Jack.
Can you imagine the time a visitor would have spent down there cutting the crystals?
That's a good point.
Because they're thick. Like, they're thick. So you're sitting there. Like, was it a double saw so we seesaw together?
I would hope so, because I wouldn't be able to do it by myself.
But who's maintaining the boat? I want you to rock the boat. Rock the boat.
We're both in the water at that point. We're both in the water, because if I'm trying to sew by myself, I have limited core strength at this point. I'm working on getting it better, but that means I'm definitely going to be wobbling in this boat, because how are you going to hold the boat stable? We don't have an anchor. If we had an anchor, we would mess up the crystals, right? So
yeah, I wonder how many people actually felt, Ian. Like, so you went in for a regular date and then you came out sick and wet.
Yeah, that probably wasn't.
Fail.
That probably wasn't on your agenda.
That's got to be like 5th date type of thing.
It has to be. I have to trust you, actually. I have to trust you. We have a question here from Shanta, Jack.
Are the 2 caves connected? No. So you go into Crystal Caves, which is right below the admission. So you go and you have the souvenir store. So you go down the steps and it's right there. Fantasy Caves, it's closer to Bailey's Ice Cream. So if you know where Bailey's Ice Cream Parlor is, it's right there. And it's maybe like a 3-minute walk from it, but it's a pathway. So it's all on the same property, but they're not connected. Everything has its own entry points.
Absolutely. And we actually are going to go into more detail about Fantasy Caves in an upcoming Travel Tuesday. So make sure, if you're not already subscribed on YouTube, if you're not liking the page on Facebook or following us on Twitter or Instagram, make sure you do so because we will be sharing all of these good details with you in the upcoming weeks. We have a comment here from Nikki which says, I loved visiting Crystal for the history/tour given. So interesting to see, 100% worth the visit, including the steps. Yes, Nikki. And if you have a steps challenge, like why not go to Crystal Caves? Because you would most likely hit your mark before you even finish the tour.
Easily. If not, your heart rate's you'll be closing those circles if it's on your Apple Watch. You'll be like, oh, another ring. So I'm not sure if Phil's still watching, but Phil, go close some rings at Crystal Caves.
Oh, so that's the thing on Apple Watch, right? It's like rings or something?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
I don't have an Apple Watch. I'm not that fancy yet. Sorry.
Keyword, yet.
That was a very keyword.
No, but I really enjoy Crystal Caves. I think I'd go back. Like, I feel like I'll go back in a month.
We absolutely should go back because 1, we need to get their names, first of all. And 2, we should probably get a little bit more specific with our questions now that we've kind of rediscovered it for ourselves. Now we can maybe think about asking some more pointed questions, because I feel like when we did the tour, we were with tourists as well, which is a really interesting experience because our questions and their questions differed because they didn't know what they didn't know about the island, and we knew what we knew about the island, but also what we forgot. And so our questions were kind of coming from I've been here before perspective. I forgot about this, where they were like asking general questions because they may have never experienced being in a cave before. Yeah.
Because I think one person had asked, is this the same type of formation as somewhere else in the world? Or in Fantasy Caves, when they were asking about the temperature, and he was saying how it's a even medium between the winter temperature and the summer temperature, so it's right smack in the middle. So yeah, there's a lot of interesting information, and I know we keep saying it, but you guys really have to go visit and experience it for yourselves, because we don't want to tell you all the good things about it and then you guys be like, I feel like I've been here already.
Right.
So I want you guys to go and experience it for yourselves as well. And then like Nick said, he went to Cafe au Lait, so you can either go Cafe au Lait first and then wander down. That way you either work off the calories that you ate, or you earn the calories that you are going to eat. Both work. Both definitely work.
So we do have a question here from Sean Smith, which says, just a sidestep, has anybody been to Leamington Cave when it was open to the public? Me? No.
Yes, I believe I'm trying to remember who I went with. Probably my dad. He's an adventurer, so probably with my dad. But I know that they sold it, so it was privately owned. It was somebody's house, and I think it might actually be back on the market. So I know at one point they were doing a few open houses. So if you're that brave and you're that person, go to an open house tour. I don't know if I can even suggest that. I hope I don't get in trouble for suggesting that.
We don't know what we don't know. We are not responsible for Jacky.
You guys might want to buy it.
And we'll actually answer that question in the comments. So if you've ever been to Leamington Caves, let us know, because I, like I said, I've never been. And during this tour, I actually found out about Leamington Caves through this tour. And which, I mean, I can't say that they didn't tell me that when I was in primary school, but I don't remember. And it was interesting because I was like, man, I want to go there now. Like, I felt a little bit upset because, like, well, I haven't experienced that. Like, am I no longer a true Bermudian? But that's neither here nor there. We have another comment here, Jack.
I definitely think they need to do some advertising to remind people to come out and enjoy the caves. Absolutely. And I think we're giving some free plugs right now because we enjoyed it. Like, honestly, the guys that gave us our tour, both of them, are brilliant. Beautiful storytellers, lots of jokes. Honestly, I felt like one gave that good grandpa vibe, like, don't leave me. And the other one gave that fun cousin that you just want to go on adventures with. So it's definitely something to go and experience for yourselves. And then you can come back and tell us if you had the same amazing experience as us, or if you'd like to complain to management. Don't complain though, guys.
We do have a comment here from Nachika Trot, which says they are opening to the public again soon. So if you are like me in the Leamington Caves, never been boat, I will definitely keep you updated because that's going to be another adventure for us. We have a comment here from Jamal Jack.
Yes, went there in primary school. Me too. Twins.
Twinning. And then we have another one here from Faith Jack.
I remember going to both as a child more than once. I think I've only been once, but yeah, I can't remember. But it was definitely a fun experience. I can't remember if it was longer or short. I think it was more around the same duration as Fantasy Caves, but it's like everything has its history, you know, how it was discovered, how long they've had it in operation, how long they knew about it versus opening to the public, closing down, opening back up. So everything has its own little fun history spin. That's what I love about Bermuda. And that's why I can't wait to rediscover it with you guys.
Indeed. And so we're going to wrap up with these last two comments before we get ready to end the show. So Nick says, I've never been to Leamington, but just hearing about it now that it's reopened, apparently there was a restaurant there back in the day. If you know about this restaurant, if you know the name of the restaurant that used to be at Leamington Caves, let us know, because Jackie and I are probably not old enough to remember that.
No, but we're always keen on food.
We are foodies. Which you will also see in an upcoming Travel Tuesday episode. We actually rediscovered Swizzle Ian and Bailey's ice cream, because when you're in the area, you might as well enjoy what's there it's offering.
Yep. And fun fact about Terri, Terri can eat.
Oh. Yes, it goes right here to my hair. So if you're out with me in public and you're like, how does she eat so much? It goes to my hair. That's why my hair grows really fast.
I had to pause. I was just like, you're still ordering? And I'm like, there's no way she's going to eat all of that. And then she ate all of it and more. Like, I am impressed, guys. Impressed.
Last comment by Keep on A, Jack.
Went there when I was younger. Didn't realize it had closed down / was sealed. Yeah. I want to say, I'm trying to remember how long ago it went off the market. It feels, sometimes you're like, oh, it was 10 years. And then they're like, no, it was like 20. And like, wow. Time really does fly.
And according to Sean Smith, that's the price point.
That's why it's closed down.
So
if I pay that much, I'm not opening to the public right away. Eventually to make my money back. But at first I want to enjoy it with my persons, people,
family, friends. And we have a comment here from Akil who says that you are a foodie, Jack. So we both are foodies, and that's that on that.
No judgment zone.
Absolutely done. So before we get out of here for our very first episode, Jackie and I want to end with a feel-good vibe of the day. We have two today, which you should have seen if you're on social media, whether that's WhatsApp, Bermuda WhatsApp, or if you're on Twitter, you would have seen the Loyal Hill Bermuda Day 2021 parade. And we also want to just flash back to Cup Match 2020 over there at Sleepy Hollow. Jackie, for you, what was it like to see those videos?
So, of course, we're always nervous about history and our traditions being taken away from us because of a pandemic. But to know that our community, our people are creative and took initiative and had their own little festive, like, outings or festivities, and there's mini parades. Honestly, it just melted my heart. I was just like, oh my god, guys, but why wasn't I invited? I had a little bit of FOMO. I know. I had a little bit of FOMO, fear of missing out, for anybody that doesn't know, because you know I'm not the best with this either. But then, of course, Sleepy Hollow last year, I was out and about and was enjoying my Cup Match. And then to know that there was an actual game going on and everybody in that community was able to go out. They pitched their tent. They had their speakers. It was literally a mini version of Cup Match. So shout out to all the minis, guys. I loved it. If anything else fails, one thing Bermudians will not do is let tradition die. And I love that for us.
We absolutely will not. Let us know in the comments if you happen to attend either event, 2020's Cup Match in Sleepy Hollow, or if you were a neighbor of Loyal Hill, maybe you just passed by and you happen to be in the Loyal Hill area. We also want to talk about this new song by R2G2 and Fire Wayne, which if you haven't heard it yet, full stop, you need to hear it. Like, that was a play on words in case you missed that.
Oh my god, it's such a good song. Like, I'm probably gonna go play it while I wash my dishes. I do have dishes to wash. So oh my god, I can't wait. Let's go.
So do make sure if you have never heard that song, follow us on Twitter, because we will repost the video, because they did a Round the Island tour where they basically went all around Bermuda and played that song for everyone to enjoy. So if you didn't hear it over the Bermuda Day holiday. Don't worry, we got your back. We will retweet that for you so that you can enjoy it. And we have this last comment here from Akio Jack.
It was so awesome. It needs to be put in history books. Culture will never die.
That we know. And on that note, we are going to get up out of here. Thank you so much for joining us for our very first episode of Good Day Bermuda. As always, we will see you once again, bright and early
Tomorrow.